In the UK, Scotland is bracing itself for Storm Corrie later this afternoon after 2 people were killed in the midst of Storm Malik yesterday. Our reporter Chris Clements spoke to us earlier from Glasgow.
Well, looking around just now, you wouldn't really think it's been bad at all. It's been a fairly calm and pleasant morning here in Glasgow, but the Met Office has issued weather warnings, warning of the arrival of Storm Corrie this afternoon. In the north and northeast of the country, that's an amber alert, which expects to bring winds of 90 miles an hour from this afternoon onwards. And that will be just a day after Storm Malik caused major disruption in Scotland. Glasgow, here in Glasgow, it didn't see the worst of it, but if you look behind me just now, you'll see the 160-year-old tower of the old Trinity College building. That had structural deterioration issues which were made worse by the high winds yesterday, and the police have actually set up an exclusion zone around that site and evacuated many of the homes here. But by far the biggest impact was felt in the northeast. A 60-year-old woman died in Aberdeen after being struck by a tree that had fallen during the high winds, and 20,000 homes were left without power overnight. Now, as energy suppliers are trying to deal with that problem, Storm Corrie is expected to arrive this afternoon. Already ScotRail has said that they'll suspend their passenger services from 6 o'clock this evening, and the energy supplier SSE has moved to a red alert status, warning that major disruption can be expected in the next few hours. Major disruption, the Scottish Government says, should continue for the next few days.
18,000 homes are without power in Scotland after the damage and destruction of Storm Malik yesterday, a storm in which 2 people died. Today, weather warnings are in place across the whole of Scotland and parts of England, Wales and Northern Ireland as another storm moves in. Phil Bodmer reports from Bishop Auckland.
The calm between the storms, after Malik and before Corrie. In South Church, County Durham, power has been off for a number of homes in this village since midnight. For Rachel Johnson, who farms at Pigden near Morpeth, it's the second time without electricity. She was last without power for 11 days following Storm Arwen in November.
Last time we were off power for 11 days. We still haven't had all the full compensation and expenses fulfilled and paid out by Northern Powergrid. So I think we're in for the situation normal. Repeat of last time.
Engineers from Northern Powergrid have been working through the night to try to restore supplies.
The damage caused by the storm has really been to overhead power lines and infrastructure by the winds. So it's either dislodged some of our wires that are on top of wood poles, or it's caused trees to fall into the lines, or for windborne debris to come through as well. So that's really been the sort of the points of damage that we see on our network affecting our customers.
Much of Scotland bore the brunt of Storm Malik. A 60-year-old woman from Aberdeen died after being hit by falling trees. An amber warning remains in place for much of the north of the country, as Storm Corrie is due to sweep in overnight. Britain is bracing itself for further disruption. Phil Bodmer, BBC News.
Relatives of those killed in
Hello. The strong winds of Storm Malik have now eased away towards the east. We're in a relatively calm spell of weather for a short time because the next named storm, Storm Corrie, is moving in from the northwest. So today, for many southern and eastern areas, remaining dry and sunny, but increasingly wet and windy weather arrives from the northwest later on. So we've still got a ridge of high pressure sitting to the south, but here is Storm Corrie moving its way in from the northwest, quite a lot of isobars, so the pressure dropping quickly with this storm system. Still a lot of dry weather as we head through the afternoon across the bulk of England and Wales, but you can see the rain across Northern Ireland and Scotland, and that will be preceded by some snow over the higher ground too. The winds really picking up by this stage in the middle of the afternoon towards the northwest. Further south and east, 5 to 9 degrees are top temperatures. Should be staying dry for much of England and Wales for a good part of the day. But as we head through this evening and tonight, look at all these isobars. It's going to be particularly windy just on the rear edge of Storm Corrie as it moves its way across Scotland and northern England too. We have got a yellow wind warning across really the northern half of the UK for gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour, but an amber warning across the northern half of Scotland where gusts are likely to reach 80 or possibly 90 miles per hour. So certainly in strength like that, we're likely to see disruption to travel, perhaps some power cuts as well. Now moving through the night, then we've got a band of rain crossing the UK, followed by clearer spells and blustery showers. But certainly the winds are going to be very, very strong through the course of tonight into the early hours of Monday. Could well be some disruption in the north. It won't be quite as cold as it was last night, more of a wind around, but still some pockets of frost here and there, and wintry showers moving in across parts of Scotland from the word go. Rain showers across other western parts of the UK. Should be dry in the east, and these brisk winds for eastern Scotland and eastern England should ease through the day, but some large waves around the coast. Top temperatures between about 5 to 9 degrees, feeling colder though where you're exposed to those brisk winds, courtesy of Storm Corrie. Further ahead now, and it's a little bit unsettled through the first part of the week. We've got a couple of weather fronts moving in. This warm front pushing its way across the UK into the middle of the week. So that'll bring us some slightly quieter, milder weather. Some rain in the forecast across the north, but then things turn colder later in the week. All the warnings about Storm Corrie are on our website. Bye for now.